Okay, here's the thing. I've been traveling for the past 2 days. Before that, I was helping my sister to move for 5 days. And before that, I was traveling for 2 days. I am very, very tired. With that all being said, we are on Modern Family. We are in season 1. We are in episode 6. And I am going to tell you all of my fucking opinions about motherfucking shows. It's Run for Your Wife. Modern Family, season 1, episode 6. Run for your wife. I can already tell you the opinions I have on this episode, which is that Phil's absolute need to beat Claire at running, to be better than Claire at running, even though he does not run just because he's a man, drives me buck wild insane. It drives me insane. We need to lower this so people can see the cuteness. But that all being said, it doesn't matter that it drives me insane because I have to watch the episode anyways. So while watching the episode, I will be cuddling with this puppy whom I've been separated from for a week. I've missed him so much. I missed Muffy too. Muffy was cuddling with me earlier, but I haven't gotten to do a lot of Max cuddles. So it's Max's turn, and we're cuddling until he decides that he doesn't want to cuddle with me anymore, which will probably be soon. Because the older he gets, the less he cuddles like he used to. He used to cuddle so much. But we'll see. Anyways, I've got my hydration drink. I've got my coffee. And I've got my TV volume turned all the way up. And I don't know, can I? Okay, I think this will do. I will just lean back so we can see all of my head during this. But we're gonna watch this episode, and I am gonna find reasons I support Phil. That will be the goal. We'll see how it goes. Play.
Wow, I'm half scared.
Okay.
I was not at the right part of the episode. Now we're starting.
Okay, your brother's lunch is packed. You're buying your own lunch. Luke, Alex, come on, let's go.
There he is. Last chance for the summer handshake.
Dad,
Come on, we're only halfway done.
I need help. I was supposed to keep a journal all summer. It's due today.
Wow, first day of school and you're already behind?
I'm Dad.
All right, tell me how far you've gotten.
Okay. June 21st, pen stick. June 22nd. That's it.
Here's the thing. That's on the parents. And you know how I know that that's on the parents? Because in the last week of summer, every year, even into my 16th and 17th year, I was not a summer homework kid. I was not the kid who would do summer homework, okay? We'll get into that later. But here's the thing. I, at the last week of summer, every year, would have my mom pull out my backpack from the previous year, find what the previous assignments were, and we would do them together. And she would watch the hell out of me while I did them, okay? So she'd be talking me through the stuff because I'd be like, I don't want to do this. This is hell. Why are you doing this to me? It's summer. I should be at the pool. And we'd be doing it on the deck. And I'd just be like, why? No. And she'd go, we are doing this. If one train leaves the station at 5 p.m. from California. And I'm just like, oh. But I still did it. And she still made sure I did it. And even while she was forcing me to do it and watching me do it and making sure I did it, I was still the one actually doing it and completing it and feeling very stupid for having not done it earlier, but I was never going to do it the first week of summer. And even if I had done it the first week of summer, I would have lost it. We would have had to do it again because that's what would have happened because I know who I am as a person, okay? You keep it safely in the backpack from the previous year with all of the moldy granola bars at the bottom of the bag. My mom used to force me to eat breakfast in the morning, but I would not eat breakfast because granola bars or any breakfast in the morning would make my tummy feel upset, so then I wouldn't eat until lunch and I would just have granola bars and Pop-Tarts and all of these other things at the bottom of the bag and it would just be crumbs. It was a great time. It was a great time. But anyways, this was on the parents. How do they not think to check? Every kid has summer homework. Alex is only 1 year older. They would have known that he had homework. They would have known. This also being said, if your kid didn't do his homework, even if I don't know, they just should have kept him home to make sure that he did his homework. Like, I get that it's the first day of school, but like, I don't know. Or like, actually no, since it's the first day of school, he has to go so he can know where all of his classes are and stuff. But that night, just be like, tell him you forgot it today, we'll bring it tomorrow, you'll do it tonight. Like, just something like that. Don't punish your kid for not doing the work that you were also responsible for as the parent, because that kid's 11. That kid's 11? He's not responsible for his homework. Okay, anyways, thank you.
That's it.
It was a really cool stick.
He's right, it looked like a snake.
Getting everybody out of the house in the morning can be really tough, especially the first day of school.
One moment. One more thing. They were once again trying to really show off how terrible, like, how much like Luke Phil is. He was like, it looked like a snake. But also, one more thing. Wasn't the last episode or the episode before about Luke and Manny fighting at school? How are we now on the first day of the school year? This timeline makes no sense. They never tell us. What was I saying? Anyways, pressing play. I'm about to hate Phil because he's about to say, like, Claire's about to say, I wake up every morning at 6 a.m. And Phil's gonna go, I wake up at 5. And Claire's gonna go, no, I actually wake up at 6 a.m. every morning. And Phil's gonna go, that's you? And I'm gonna be mad, and I'm gonna pause it again.
The minute we get up at 7 until we drop him off at school, it is go, go, go.
I get up at 6.
I get up at 5.
Seriously, I get up at 6.
That's you? I thought we had a raccoon.
Not only does he not know when his wife gets up in the morning to make sure that the kids are awake, but he assumes that the thing that's up at 6 is a raccoon, and he's not doing anything about the raccoon. Why isn't he doing anything about the raccoon? And so I'm going to take a sip of this, and then I'm going to talk more about how useless Phil is, okay? I lost my train of thought. The sip of coffee made me lose my train of thought. But the thing is, with this, Claire is doing all of the work. And we see that Claire is doing all of the work. Claire is the one who's packing the lunches. The reason that Luke has money later on in the show is because Claire is packing Luke his lunch every day. And then Phil still gives Luke money for lunch because Phil pays so little attention to what Claire does for the children that he has no idea what she's doing for the kids, even though he watches her make lunch for the kids every morning. And the other issue I have with this is someone commented, I blocked them immediately, I didn't even try interacting, there was going to be no teaching them, but someone commented on one of my videos saying, the thing about Phil and Claire is that Claire and Jay, like the thing that isn't said is that for 16 years, Claire and Jay, it was a man, so I'm using my man voice, Claire and Jay were berating Phil all the time, and the only time that we see Claire defend Phil from Jay, she literally just basically goes, well, Dad, he tries, and that's Claire's way of defending Phil, but she's berating him all the time. And I'm like, do you understand what a useless man is? No? Probably not, because you seem to be a useless man for defending Phil from being berated by his wife and father-in-law. A, Jay doesn't even berate Phil. Jay just doesn't like Phil, which is completely different from berating him, okay? And B, Claire just goes, Phil, no, we love each other so much. You're my best friend in the entire world. Don't you want to sit with me? Don't you want to? Okay, bye. I knew it was going to happen. Wait, look how cute. You're so cute. You're the cutest thing that's ever existed in the history of the world. Look at that stupid little butt. Look at this. Look at this cuteness. He found something. Okay, anyways, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? I just love him so much, okay? Anyways, what was I saying? I was saying words, and I was putting them into sentences, and they were being formed into statements. But the thing is about this is that Men will always defend Phil because they say that Claire nags Phil, and nags Phil for everything that he does, and they refuse to acknowledge the fact that Claire is nagging Phil because Phil is so actively not doing the things that Claire either wants him to do, asks him to do, or needs him to do. And when I say Claire needs him to do, I mean the household needs him to do, that he has become so useless that the only way to get him to do anything is to nag him and nag him and nag him, which is a constant state of mind for every relationship that we see with men like Phil, but men in general. Like, even the best, most well-meaning husband will just miss these things that women know need to be done, and they're like, well, why wouldn't you write me a list for what you need done in like this? If you gave me a list, I can do it. And it's like, why can't you see that the sink is full and there are clothes in front of the washer and dryer that need to be washed? Why can't you see the things that need to be done? Like, I need to see that they need to be done. And the answer is because their parents never actually taught them how to do these things, and because of that, they just get increasingly convinced, basically, that other people will do it for them, or that it will magically be done. And Phil is very much of the concept of things magically being done, and we see that especially in this moment where he's like, we get up at 7 and we're go, but we don't see Phil going. We see Claire packing lunches. We see Claire saying, Haley, you're gonna be buying your lunch. We see Claire going, oh, Luke, you haven't done your homework, because Luke's telling his mom that he hasn't done his homework, and he's like, well, that's as far as I got. And we see Phil going, we do this together, and not even knowing when his wife gets up in the morning to do these things, because that's how out of the situation he is. Remember when I said that I was going to find a reason that I like Phil in this episode? That was such a funny joke that I told. Also, excuse me for my burp.
I can't believe my little boy's going into the 5th grade. He used to hold my finger.
Oh, they're 10. They're 10. Luke is 10. Why aren't you helping your 10-year-old to do his summer homework?
His little hand, and look at me with those big eyes. Oye, mi niño pequeño, Jane.
Yep, they grow up. Come on, Manny, let's get going.
I'll have more things to say in a second.
How's my hair?
Hold on. What are you wearing there? It looks like an old Christmas tree skirt.
It's a traditional Colombian poncho. I want my new classmates to know I'm proud of my heritage.
Hey, I think you look very handsome, Lino.
Oh, really? Am I driving him to school, or is he going to ride his burro?
They're still forming. The thoughts are still forming, but I do have things that I want to say. One, I understand Gloria's concept in this episode because she wants Manny to be able to be himself, and she wants Manny to be able to be proud of himself and who he is. And she wants to be able to be Manny's biggest supporter. But I also get very frustrated with Gloria in this episode as it goes on for that very specific for that exact reason. Neither Gloria or Jay handled that situation fully properly, because the best way of going about the entire thing, and we'll get into it further as the storyline for them goes on, is that they should have talked to Manny about the situation so that he can understand what the world is. And neither of them were doing that. They were still making decisions for him, kind of. Even when Gloria was supporting him, she was making the decision for him that he was going to get bullied without warning him about that. And I don't fully know how I feel about that. But anyways, we will continue.
You are a cutie pie, yes you are. You are a cutie pie. Are you still baby proofing?
Everything we own is pointy. Why is our daughter dressed like Donna Summer?
She's not Donna Summer. Clearly she's Diana Ross from the RCA years.
Also, are you still baby proofing is an insane comment. Are you still baby? Of course he's still baby proofing. Everything you own is pointy. Babies walk into everything. They have no sense of safety of what is good or bad to touch. Baby proof the hell out of everything. When I was 21-ish, somewhere around there, I had to move home earlier from my summer job than required because I got sick. I think. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was the year I got sick. Okay. So I had to move home from my summer job. And so my dad, once I got better, got me a job in the last 2 weeks of summer to nanny our neighbor's kid because the daycare was going to be closed for a hot second. worst deal of my life. I was getting paid like $100 a week to nanny this kid for 9 hours a day. Insane. And it was a baby. This man took in his granddaughter for a while, and his house was not prepared for anything at all. And it was also basically unbaby proof. So I was just running around trying to be like, please don't bump into that marble table, small child who has the ability to walk. Entire thing. But the biggest issue by far was not even the running into the glass table, because this man was a full-on bachelor and living his best bachelor life until he had to take in this small child for a hot second. It was the fan. He didn't have AC in the entire house because it was New England, and not everyone has like central air in New England. In fact, it's getting more popular to have central air, but central air is not a thing. That's why I bought my house. And my house is like fairly newly built. It was built in like the 60s or something. No central air. Never was going to be updated by the last person. So just built-in ACs in different parts of the house, okay? Very frustrating, very annoying, but that's what you have. That's what you've got. He didn't have ACs like put in for most of the house. What he had was the big-ass fans. Not the brand big-ass fan, because there's a brand big-ass fan, and I think they're a really funny brand, and I like them a lot. But just know, you know those box fans? Like they're boxes, but they're fans, and they have cages? You know what's exactly big enough to fit into those tiny cages? A baby's finger. You know what's hypnotizing as fuck? Those fans. So you know what I was constantly trying to keep that child from doing? Sticking her tiny little finger, because her biggest finger was like half the size of my pinky, sticking her tiny little finger into that thing and having it chopped off. Because once when I was 11, I stupidly being hypnotized by a fan myself while I was like doing homework and not wanting to do my homework and really wondering how fast the fans go, because you're 11 and you really don't think things through all the time. I went like that, and I like literally had half my nail knocked off, bleeding everywhere, whole thing. My parents were just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. The id took over. ADHD. Okay, it's the ADHD of it. The id takes over, and I don't really think through the full thing. Usually I think through the thing, but sometimes I'm just like, I wonder what would happen if I did this. Like when we had the glass thermometers in my science class in 8th grade, and I just pressed the tip against the heating thingy until it exploded, because I really was like, my literal thought process was just, I wonder if they explode in real life. Because I didn't think that they would, and then they did, and then I had to tell my teacher that I made a thermometer explode because I wasn't paying attention, because it was better to say than I wanted to see. We're 1 minute and 53 seconds into the episode. Also, let's discuss the Cam of it all, because Cam is literally dressing up this baby like a doll, which brings into the concept my issue constantly with the Cam and Mitchell subject, which is that they didn't really want a baby or a child. What they wanted was like a doll, something that they could dress up, so they could be part of themselves, something that would be them 2.0 and things like that. And Cam dressing up Lily in all of these costumes is like a perfect example, but it's also a great example of like how much Cam loved spending time with Lily and being with Lily, and how it could have been a continued part of their future if he would have allowed it to grow with Lily instead of expecting Lily to just continue loving the same exact thing forever, which is also how the Joe of it all took over in that episode seasons from now. I will go back to the show now.
How is Daddy not seeing that?
I really thought you were done with this.
I made no such promises.
I guess I'm somewhat of a shutterbug. And my new favorite model, of course, is Lily. Just
Nothing yet.
completed a series of photographs of her dressed as various pop icons. Let's see, I've done Olivia Newton-John. I've done Madonna, the early years. Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, there are days when Lily has more costume changes than Cher.
Cher. How could I forget Cher? That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing?
There are words that come out. I've been driving for 2 days, okay? This entire day was just trying to return our rental car early and then realizing that the rental car place is closed on Sundays and going, damn, so we're not going to get the extra day back from that crap. So we have to return it tomorrow. And like then restocking the house with food and then cooking and then watching the first 4 episodes of Shrinking and then napping. My brain's not on. But that being said, Mitchell's super judgy with Cam here. I'm gonna defend Cam because I do understand why Cam wants to do these things, and especially because Cam's the one that's staying home with Lily, and there's not, like, this show especially does not give these people friends, okay? No one has friends outside of the show except for when it's, like, a good storyline for the show to have someone outside of the family that could be a friend. That's the only time. And that's the thing with a lot of sitcoms, which is frustrating overall, because I think that really you need to have at least a reference to a character who's a friend, so that you can know that there are other people outside of these people's lives, but that's never what we're given, especially not in this show. So Cam is alone, raising this baby day in, day out, and he does need to be able to do things to keep himself entertained. And I think that dressing up Lily and all of these things with these costumes would be a really great opportunity to A, have him and Lily bond, and B, really show off, like, just how fun it can be to be a parent, because being a parent is so hard and so impossibly difficult, and, like, you're talking and being near a baby all day, which is literally why the Amy Adams movie Night Bitch, which is based off of the book Night Bitch, is in existence. It's about a woman who decides to stay home with the kids and then receives no support, and so slowly starts losing her mind and thinks she's becoming a wolf, or actually is becoming a wolf. I have not read the book and I have not watched the movie, and I probably will not do either because it looks like it would freak me out. But that being said, the concept of that is still there with how difficult it is to be a person when you are parenting a baby. Playing. And Mitchell's being mean.
Are you moving out?
5 more years.
The fact that Alex knows that she's moving out in 5 more years should show the parents that they're doing something wrong. And also, I understand why Claire is not helping Alex to lug every single thing that she owns. But why is Phil not helping? Oh, right, because he's useless. Oh, and when I say I understand why Claire is not helping, it's because she's literally cooking breakfast for everyone and putting lunches together. She's busy. Phil's eating cereal when he remembers that the spoon is in his hand.
A little help here?
This is why we suggested the violin.
As the kid who got tricked into playing the cello, I hate that comment. I got conned by my sister into playing the cello because she didn't want me to copy her by playing the violin. She was like, no, cello will be so fun and it'll be different, it'll be new, because she played violin and viola and she wanted to keep those to herself. But also, not helping Alex carry all her stuff because they suggested the violin. Terrible.
Cello is more in demand in university orchestras.
You know, it's not in demand.
What?
Girls who play in university orchestras.
That is so false. That is so false. You know how false that is? There is no one hornier than a kid in orchestra or band, okay? No one in the history of the world. I don't know why. I don't make the rules. It's just true. I was in marching band. I was in marching band and orchestra. Those kids are fucking weird. And when I say weird, I just mean weird with how on top of each other they are.
I'll be carried out to the curb.
Okay, Phil, put on some pants.
Come on, this covers up more than my bathing suit.
And don't remind us. Help!
Phil actually does help. He does, like, go to help Alex. Progress. But also, why isn't he wearing pants? But I get it. I understand. That would be me. Unfortunately, that part would be me, okay? I would just, like, be in my robe, my short robe. I would be Schmidt in his kimono.
Hey, honey, don't forget the driving instructor is picking you up from school.
Can you pick me up someplace else? I don't want kids at school thinking I'm dating a 40-year-old driving instructor who's not even cute.
Haley just got her learner's permit.
We've been taking turns driving with her. One of the really standard rules of the road is we want to keep a safe distance between us and the car in front of it, and that is not safe right there. Not safe.
Okay.
Before we get into what Claire is going to do with the teaching Haley to drive, Phil trying so hard to be, like, nice so that he can be constantly labeled as the fun, good parent just immediately shows how he's not being helpful. There's no really good way, I think, to fully teach your kid to drive, because you're going to be freaked out because they're going to be learning how to drive a death machine. on the road, and you're giving them full responsibility, and you have to put them on your insurance, and it's freaky. But also, like, say more words. The best person to teach me how to drive actually was my sister's best friend, who taught me how to do a K-turn and was just calm the entire time. I was like, no, now turn your steering wheel that way. No further. No further. Okay, good. Now back up a little more. Good job. Now to the left. Further. Not that far. Okay, yeah. Now go forward. Something like that. Just calm, cool, collected. Let me drive. Didn't freak out. Is she in real life? My sister loves to say an absolutely horrible driver. I don't know if she's horrible now, but when we were like when she was like young and her in her 20s, was she not the best driver in the world? Yeah, but was she also the best person to teach me how to drive because she wasn't constantly screaming or going, "Did you even read the instruction manual?" Of course I didn't read the instruction manual. Of course I didn't. I took every single test that they offered 17 times until I passed each of the tests perfectly, memorized those rules, didn't bother memorizing anything else, got a perfect score on the test, and then got my driver's permit so that I could then get my license. Like any normal, reasonable person would do. Why would I have read the entire driver's manual? I wouldn't have. I was 16. I was 16 and I also didn't want to learn how to drive because I knew if I learned how to drive, then my parents wouldn't listen to me about my dream of going to college in New York City. And I was right. I was fully, completely, utterly right.
Merge. Merge.
Also, merge, instead of like actually explaining what merging means or like understanding why your kid would be scared of merging. Why? See, here's the thing. I do shit on Claire's parenting. People are always like, you're too soft on Claire. And I'm not too soft on Claire. I'm just not as hard on Claire as everybody else is because people are way too hard on Claire. And while I am not always a huge fan of Claire, I do think that she is one of the better parents in the entirety of the show because she's the exact right level, typically, of being hard on her kids. But she could be better. But the issue is, with my last video on TikTok, the child labor laws of it also, they just made it a huge joke in the show. I have to let my dog into this area. My other dog, my like, oh good, my mom's doing it. Thank you. Muffy, come here. Come here. Good girl. Hi. Come on. Up. Good girl. Hi. So anyways, like the child labor laws of it all plays into this issue as well. Max, come back up. Where they just make it a big joke that the kids are never there, and therefore it must be because the parents are bad and not paying attention to their kids, and that just makes it continuously worse with like being edgy, because like comedy at this time was just like really like, let's show how bad people are. That was really popular in Seinfeld, right? Let's just like make people actively terrible. We can do that. Anyways.
Merge.
This navigation system's all messed up. It thinks we're in a park. Oh my god, it is a park! Away from the kids! Aim for the lake!
Makes you realize we're all just hanging by a thread.
Was he not paying enough attention to realize that she was driving into a park? Hi. I think he wasn't paying enough attention to know that they were driving into a park.
The last thing...
Claire and Phil really being with each other on this thing, though, of like, oh man, she's learning to drive and we have to teach her and this is terrible. Understandable. I feel like my parents were probably never closer than when they had to teach us how to drive. It's a haunting experience for everyone involved. For absolutely everyone involved. Max, I swear to God, do you want to get kicked off of this couch? You are nice. You are nice to Muffy. Muffy's nice to you. Muffy could eat you. She could eat you. 3 chomps and you'd be down, but she's nice enough that she's never really tried. She's literally 3 times his size. He's 6 pounds. She's 18 pounds. I'm so sorry for outing your weight. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's 6 pounds. She's 18 pounds. That is just about triple, right? 6, 12, 18. Yeah, triple your size, little shit. She could eat him. I don't think she would. She never would. She's so soft and gentle. But she could. Anyways, back to the Gloria and Jay of it all.
He needs on his first day of school is you under melting his confidence.
Undermining.
And now you're doing it to me too.
I'm sorry.
If Gloria can do one thing and stand up for herself, and also for Manny, but like for herself, under melting his confidence, undermining, now you're doing it to me too. Yeah, Gloria, stand up for yourself. You speak 2 languages, he speaks 1 language. Yeah, bitch. But like my other thing here is, yeah, don't let him undermine your son's confidence. You're like both of your sons, because like Manny is now also Jace. He's his stepson. He has to be a part of like the process with all of this, to a certain extent. To the allowed extent by the parent who is the bio parent who has always been there, and I stand by that. But my other thing is that Gloria is also not doing Manny any favors, because she's gonna get him labeled as that kid. Okay, why are you wearing the poncho the entire day? Why wouldn't you wear the poncho for like a moment to show your culture? Why wouldn't you wait for show and tell? 5th graders still do show and tell, right? There are so many like things where you can be like, let's plan this out. Let's think about this. And instead she's just like, yes, I'll let Manny do this entire process. He's 10. He knows best. Max, I swear to God. Max, just come here.
Well, there's only 2 places anyone should wear a poncho. Niagara Falls and log rides.
You think too much about these things. I wear all sort of daring outfits all the time, and people admire them because I wear them with the confidence.
It's the confidence they're admiring.
She is one of the most beautiful people alive. And her son is this cute little pudgy 10-year-old. But he has I don't know how to put this, okay? So I would like to make it clear. I would like to make 2 things clear. 1, I was a very easy target as a little kid, because I was like a probably autistic little girl with ADHD who wore a lot of pink and whose name was Jack Frost. My name was Jack Frost, okay? I was bullied. So I understand what it is to get bullied, and I also understand, sorry, I got distracted because a cute girl just matched with me on Hinge. But I also therefore understand why parents need to like step in on these things early to like figure out, and not in a way where you're like undermining the kid's confidence or like stopping them from being people or stopping them from being themselves, but also to help at least a little in some way, shape, or form. And Gloria could have helped here because like Gloria only sees from the perspective of being one of the most beautiful women in the world. I wear this with confidence, so therefore everyone appreciates who I am. And it's like, no, you wear this as the most beautiful woman that anyone's ever seen, and therefore people are just like, yeah, you can pull that off 100%. Meanwhile, Manny is a little kid who's going to have a lot of confidence forever because his mom gave him a lot of that confidence. But even with that being said, I swear to God, if you pee on that, you went out an hour ago. You are not peeing again. Come up here. Come up here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Come here. Good job. Good job. Come on. Come up. Do you want me to move this for you? Is it in your way? Come on. Okay, he's not doing the thing. He'll do the thing in a bit. He just doesn't know where he belongs because Muffy took his spot and now he's sad. Do you want this? It's a toy. You want a toy? But that being said, like, Manny has a punchable little kid face, okay? He has the face that kids are like, ooh, you're a little too happy. You're a little too happy. I could mess with that. I could ruin that. I could ruin that joy because 10-year-olds are nothing if not evil little monsters. And I stand by that.
I just think it's a little over the top.
You know what? You need to loosen up and have fun.
I am loose. I'm fun. Remember breakfast for dinner last week? My idea.
Ever since we brought Lily home, you've been tense. All you do is put child locks on things, read parenting books. Would you please stop and... Here, just hold your daughter. Hold her. and relax.
Oh.
Just relax.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh, did you put hairspray in this?
Just a little bit, yes. I'm gonna put some music on.
No, Cam, I have
Dance
to
with
I don't
her.
have time for
Put
this.
a little boogie in it.
Come on.
Yes, dance. You know you love this song.
This is actually a really good song. All right, okay. Who's dancing? You know?
Put a little boogie in it. See? Fun, right? Oh my, was that her head?
No, I think if it was her head, she would be. Yeah, it was her head.
I agree with the beginning season's Cam so much more than I agree with end season's Cam, because they're making him a lot less toxic in the early parts of the show. Which I find really interesting. I find it really interesting how, like, hardcore they tried to work to make Cam, like, suck by the end of the series. But actually, I would say that it starts with Bisbo. That being said, this next part is going to break me, and I'm gonna get mad, and I'm, like, preparing everyone for that. But also, the thing is, like, Cam being like, you have been tense every time, like you're so tense ever since Lily came home. This needs to be addressed. Play with your daughter. Completely understandable. Mitchell immediately bumping Lily on the head while playing with his daughter. Also, absolutely something that I could see happening in real life. Just 100% without fail, something that I would just immediately believe happened in real life. Because anytime that one person who's, like, really, really stiff and, like, doesn't do a lot of fun things and isn't really, like, someone who's, like, oh, the super adventurous one tries to do something adventurous and fun, for some reason, always they get in trouble, or, like, something happens, or, like, something terrible happens. And I hate that, but it's also, it's real. It's so real. I don't know why, but it's so real.
Yes, I know.
I got Boo Boo Bear from the freezer.
Why do you have chocolate on your face?
It was under a pie.
So you ate your way to it?
I made judgment call. You weren't there.
Do you think she's all right?
She did.
Okay. We're really gonna judge Cam for stress eating? Am I judging Cam a little for stress eating when he should have brought, like, the ice pack to his daughter immediately? Yes, but do I also understand the stress eating in this situation? 100%. It was under a pie. Eat some of the pie. Even, like, he literally could have just had 2 bites. Like, oh my god, thank god, I need this to be able to go deal with the other thing because that's so scary. The baby got bonked in the head. That's a terrifying moment. The entire, like, top part of the scalp is not formed yet. That's horrifying. It's horrifying. That's why the baby proofing happens.
You cry that much?
Maybe that's a bad sign. You know, we should try and make her laugh.
Why?
Because that's how we'll know she's okay. Where's Doggy?
Doggy. Here, doggy.
Okay, there you go.
Moo. But it's a dog.
Yeah, I know, that's why it's funny.
Moo. It's a dog. I know, that's why it's funny. You think the brand new little 7-month-old baby knows why a dog mooing is funny?
I don't think it's as funny as you think it is. Can we please just call your sister?
No. Cam.
Okay, Cam being the one that wants to call Claire means something to me. We'll talk about this later.
I thought she'd be all judgmental and condescending, like she's the expert and I don't know how to take care of a baby.
Mitchell, she is your family. Of course she's going to be judgmental and condescending.
Yeah. I don't know! Beginning season's Cam was a completely different character! What the hell?
Hello?
Hey, hi, not a big deal, just wondering. When your kids were small, did you ever, I don't know, smack their heads into a wall?
Usually we just gave timeouts.
Oh, no, accidentally. We just kind of bonked Lily's head, and she really wasn't very hard, and she's not acting any differently, but I just worried that...
Relax. It happens. Luke used to bang his head all the time, and he's fine.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thanks, it helps. Okay. We gotta take her to the doctor. Load up the car.
To quote Legally Blonde the musical, they're right there! Now, what I am going to say here is this very specific thing. Okay, so Mitchell is like, see, she's gonna be all condescending and terrible, and thinks the worst of his sister. And then his sister is not only nice about it, but she's like, my kid, like, bonked his head all the time. He's fine. And because she used the example of Luke instead of using the example of Alex, who I'm sure also bonked her head all the time, because babies do bonk their heads. It's a thing. It happens. It's not great, but it is a thing that happens, and I'm sure Alex also did. But because it was Luke, Mitchell, who is the most judgy, and like, Mitchell and Cam judge their nieces and nephews on that side so hard. Like, they're judging Haley, they're judging Luke all the time. They don't judge Alex because Alex is perfect, but like, they're judging and they're being mean about it, and it makes me really upset because like, these are kids. These are kids, and you're judging them so hard. You're judging their parents for the existence of them and how they've turned out. But Luke is a 10-year-old, and also Luke isn't nearly as bad as they constantly try to make Luke seem. And on top of that, the fact that Mitchell hears Luke is fine, nothing really happened, and he's like, we have to take Lily to the hospital because of the Luke situation, breaks me. Because I actually wonder, really truly, really wonder, if Mitchell had played this on speakerphone and both Cameron and Mitchell were listening, if Cameron would have agreed. And also, it's a perfect example of how Cameron's like, Mitchell, she's your family, of course she's going to be judgmental, and then having Mitchell immediately be judgmental about his family. Like, obviously I got into a lot of fights.
Gloria?
I'm here.
I just dropped Manny off at school, and I realized I just dropped Manny off at school.
Oh boy. And I was hoping we still have a few more good years before the mind started to
When
grow.
I'm sick.
Gloria mocking Jay for his old age is actually one of my favorite jokes in the entire show.
Pain. We have the day to ourselves the first time in months. We should take advantage of it. Go to the club. Nice lunch. Some massages.
What about work?
I'm the boss. Since I married you, people are surprised I come in at all.
They just love each other so much, but also, to be fair, they're in the honeymoon phase, but also they love each other so much.
Jay's very spontaneous. He's always surprising me with little presents, fun getaways.
I wasn't the greatest husband the first time around, but I'm trying to do better this time. And maybe by my third marriage, I'll have it down pat. Yeah, that one's gonna cost me.
Gloria's absolutely angry face with that makes me very happy. Okay. Now we're getting into the thing that's gonna make me so mad, but not, oh. This entire, okay. Claire wants to sit down and read. She spent the entire summer taking care of the kids. Phil has not helped. We see Phil not helping all the time. She wants to sit down. She wants to read a book. That's her plan for the day. And Phil comes in. And he wants to hang out with his wife. And when I say it like that, it doesn't sound bad. But also, I'll get into it.
What you reading? Her book?
Yeah, I've been meaning to get to it for a while.
Oh, it's got a map at the beginning. I like it when books do that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the part that gets to me is she has a book and she's opening the book and she wants to read the book and he wants to have a conversation with the person who's just opened the book. And A, people do that so often, but B, he's actively trying to keep her away from the task that she's doing because he wants her now, and since he wants her now, she shouldn't do the thing that she was planning on doing. And that's the issue.
Did you have an open house this morning?
I rescheduled. Thought you might like some company. Well, the first day of school can be tough for stay-at-home moms. Now, you have to understand, the kids are gone, the nest is empty, they are rudderless. And a lot of guys wouldn't even notice. But I'm not a lot of guys. I listen with my mind, and if you pay attention, women will tell you what they want by telling you the opposite of what they want.
Sorry, Max. If you listen, women will tell you what they want by telling you the opposite of what they want. first and foremost, he doesn't just say, Claire gets really, like, upset, I've noticed over the years, on the first day of school because she doesn't have anything to do. No, he's speaking about all stay-at-home mothers because he has to prove that he knows all women, not just his wife, all women. Because A, we see constantly that he doesn't know his wife at all, but B, because he wants to be a ladies' man, he wants to be really smart, and he's also, while making Claire one of every single stay-at-home mom, like just in a pile of all the stay-at-home moms, he's saying, I am different from all the other men because of this specific thing. I notice what they need. I listen with my mind, because he's making shit up. And he's also blaming Claire for this thing where he's like stay-at-home moms feel rudderless because they don't have anything to do because of the kids. Claire's literally actively trying to show him the thing that she wants to do, which is read a book, because she doesn't have time to read because she has 4 kids if you count Phil, which I do. And instead, he's once again trying to make himself the hero of the scenario because he always has to be the hero of the scenario, and he always has to do it very specifically in a sexist fucking way.
Like the other day, Claire was like, you have to move your car. There's no space in the garage for both of our cars. And what she's really saying is that, I should probably get a sports car.
Remember the episode where he does get a sports car because his best friend Kevin Hart? It's really a shame that they wrote Kevin Hart out of the show so quickly. I mean, they very specifically did it because Kevin Hart got too famous too fast. He was already super famous, but you know what I mean. But Phil bought a sports car because Kevin Hart talked him into buying the sports car. And then Phil couldn't do fuck all for the entire episode for his job and for his family in general because he had a sports car and he was driving around in a sports car, and the sports car only had 2 seats, so he couldn't even put the stuff that he needed for his job, like the signs for open houses, in the seat. So Claire had to drive that around all day, and Phil had to actually drive the kids around for once. And when he was driving the kids around, he actually finally got to know, get this, the kids, and get to know what's happening in their lives and see their day-to-day and actually start caring about his relationships with his children, not as himself, the father, the hero of the situation, but instead as actual people who are individual, who are not just talking to him as their dad, but instead ignoring his existence so that he can finally know a little bit about what's happening in their lives. And all that being said, Claire finally got an ounce of freedom, and when she got that ounce of freedom, she got to enjoy something for once. So they saw through each other's eyes for once, and it was a really interesting episode. But when Claire gets to see through Phil's eyes, all she gets to see is this constant, utter freedom, and what Phil gets to see is what it is actually like to be a parent. Sorry, the sports car really opened me up on that one. Anyways, back to Phil sucking.
I was sort of looking forward to a quiet day. I thought I'd...
Oh, and he's trying to blame Claire for feeling rudderless with the kids being gone, but as we learned by the end of the episode, he is the one who feels rudderless, so he's trying to blame his wife for the situation that he put himself in, and then wants to win that situation.
Just read, maybe go for a run later. That's it.
Great. We'll run together.
She doesn't want to run with you. She wants to run with herself. Why do you have to include yourself on this entire thing? And it's because he wants to, again, prove that he's the hero. But he doesn't actually care if he's the hero for Claire. As we see by the end of the episode, he constantly only wants to be the hero for himself, which is the problem that I have with Phil.
You don't have to do that.
I know. Listening.
Remember what I said about punctual faces?
The thing is, I like to run alone, and I run kind of fast,
So,
So I'm not sure you're going to be able to keep up with me.
Sexism!
You're kidding, right?
No,
You really think I can't keep up with you?
I'm not sure you can keep up with this conversation.
He can't.
I think you're forgetting that I power walk every morning and that I wear my special shoes with the big soles, which were
Yes, because power walking and running are the exact same thing.
designed by a doctor.
Yes, I know.
And he wears the fucking, remember in 2009, the shoes, they were just whoosh. The sneakers were just whoosh. They were completely curved at the bottom, and everyone was like, wow, they're so amazing. And then they went away within 2 years because they were bad.
But I run every day.
You really think you can run as fast as me?
No, Phil, I think I can run much, much faster.
Because she runs every day, and she runs fast. Have you seen her body? Like, that is a runner's body. She is all muscle. That woman gave birth to twins before this show started, and she's all muscle. Not to comment on a woman's... My phone ran out of storage, and then my dogs abandoned me, and I had to delete, like, a bunch of apps off of my phone so I could keep this video going, because I need to buy an actual camera so I can use an SD card, and I can just put things on my computer, but then my computer will run out of storage, and it's an entire thing. It's an entire thing. Maybe I should just buy a computer that I'll use specifically for editing, and then I'll keep my Mac specifically for... It'll be a whole thing, okay? Once I buy myself a computer to do my editing on, or not a computer, once I buy myself a camera to do my editing on and like my video filming on, we'll see how it goes. But also, I don't want to buy a camera. That's why I bought this phone, my beautiful paid off phone. But yeah, anyways, what I was saying before, and what I was going to say before my phone rudely ran out of storage. We want to clear storage. And like, of course I want to clear storage. You think I'm filming this 46-minute video for nothing? Is that, what was I saying? Not to comment on women's bodies, but to comment on women's muscle. Claire Dunphy is all muscle, okay? Julie Bowen is literally just muscle, okay? She's muscle. And that is runner's muscle. She has a runner's body, like Renee Zellweger when she's not being Bridget Jones. Because I think she stopped running specifically when she was playing Bridget Jones, because when she's like Bridget Jones, she has to like gain weight, and it's 10 pounds. 10 pounds. It's 10 pounds, maybe 10, 20 pounds. Because Bridget Jones is not actually fat, even though they were trying to really make us think that Bridget Jones was fat. But that being said, Renee Zellweger, when she's not being Bridget Jones, is like a full-on runner. And also, I hate when people comment very specifically on Renee Zellweger's eye surgery. They're like, she's unrecognizable now. She couldn't see. You're asking that she remain recognizable so that you can like her better, when really, honestly, the surgery did not change her that much. Once you get used to the fact that she just got her eyes lifted because she couldn't see, it was affecting her vision because her like skin was so fully going over her like eyes that she couldn't see, then you'll realize that maybe it's not about you not liking that she's getting this surgery, and more about her wanting to be able to get this see. And it probably wouldn't have been that significant a change if it weren't for the fact that Renee Zellweger had literally become so famous that she decided to take a break from being famous and take a break from acting so that she could go back into the normal world and stop being a completely recognizable figure. And she did that for like 3 or 4 years. She stopped being a household name. She remained in the shadows, and when she did that, people stopped recognizing her and seeing her all the time. And in that time period, that's when she got the surgery, and then she came back to be Bridget Jones again and do more acting because she's Renee fucking Zellweger and she's amazing. Now, back to hating Phil before we go back to hating Cam and Mitchell for the thing that's going to happen, because I forgot that these were in the same episode, but they are.
Boom. Just like that, the whole day changed. It was game on. She knew it. I knew it. We both knew it.
I just want to read.
She just wants to read, Phil!
I think I'll order what I had the last time. What was that called?
You just want me to say it because you want me to roll my R's.
Come on.
Ruben. Jay, what is this?
Oh, looks like my old car cover.
Don't give me that. This is Manny's poncho. What is it doing here?
Maybe he decided to take it off on the way to school.
What did you say to him?
Nothing. I told some jokes.
You said plenty with your jokes. Jay, he looks up to you. He respects your opinion.
Jay telling some jokes is also not the way to handle this situation. They're both, like, I'm not saying Gloria's wrong, because Gloria is actively trying to, like, support Manny, but she is wrong at the end of the episode, and I stand by that. But, like, JP, like, telling jokes about Manny wanting to do this thing and show that he's proud of his heritage, because Manny just wants to, oh, hello, Manny just wants to prove that he's proud of his heritage, okay? That's what he wants, and I support that, and I think that's lovely, and I think that's great, and I think it could have been done in a different time so he wouldn't get the shit bullied out of him. But the other issue here is Jay is his stepfather, and all we see so far in this show by episode 6 is not like Jay really taking care of Manny, except for in the Disney episode, but more we see Jay like mocking Manny and being annoyed by Manny and being annoyed that Manny is in his life in a very unfair way. And then Gloria has to like pick up the pieces, and she's like teaching Jay how to be a father, which is great. But we also therefore see that Jay did not know how to be a father with Mitchell and Claire, which also makes perfect sense when you see them as adults. And it like breaks my heart that like it takes so long for that support system inside of him to come in, basically.
We dodged a bullet on this, trust me, I've been down this road before. I remember one time Mitchell decided to wear a jaunty scarf to school. I kept my mouth shut. He got his jaunty butt kicked.
Oh my god, wait, I forget about this point in it. Like, Jay does think that he's helping, and I understand that he thinks he's helping. I'm still not staying on his side. But again, all that we need in this situation is talking it out, discussing how it'll go, discussing the possibility of maybe getting teased and mocked, discussing how maybe it's not a bad thing. But instead, it's just like, I learned this from the past, so we're gonna fix it now, but I'm not gonna fix it in a way that could be like helpful. And again, as a reminder, the year is 2009. No one was gonna talk it out. No one, okay? This wasn't Full House. They made it very clear to us that this wasn't Full House. No one was going to talk things out. But if people had talked things out, maybe things could have gone differently. But they wouldn't have. Because, yeah. But, like, it could... And we're at 10 minutes and 13 seconds.
My dad has this perception that I was very flamboyant as a kid, which is just, it's nonsense, because I kept the whole gay thing very under wraps. You know, I was just a guy's guy. I was basically a jock.
Poor Mitchell.
You know?
Let him have this.
So we should crush Manny's spirit and destroy everything that makes him who he is.
It's not about crushing a spirit. I absolutely stand with having a spirit. But the thing is, if you don't talk to your kid about the possibility with these things, then other people are going to crush that kid's spirit. You need to, like... I don't know how to put this to make it sound like, because I'm like not saying crush the kid's spirit, but I am saying if you're not also preparing for the kid for what could come, then you're just letting their spirit get crushed by others, which is what Gloria does, again, by the end of the episode.
I'm just saying, it's no fun to see your kid get picked on every day, getting tormented just because he's different.
I love seeing Jay have a heart. Also, this is my emotional support mug. Look, it says... emotional support mug, if you can tell, because it's not liking my ring light, and I'm not getting up to turn off the ring light so you can see this, and then saying getting back. It would be an entire thing. It would be an entire process. But this is my emotional support mug. It's massive and it's delightful, and I love it. But also, we do get to see like two sides of like these parents caring for the kid, but we also get to see how like you need to have discussions. Discussions is all I ask for in any situation.
I'm telling you, it rips your heart out.
Well, Batman doesn't get picked on and he wears a cape.
A cape is not a poncho. And also, Batman beats up bad guys.
Poncho is just a cape that goes all the way around.
Batman doesn't get picked on because he's a muscular genius.
Best detective in the world. Batman is the best detective in the world. If you're not making Batman a detective movie where he also plays two separate characters, Bruce Wayne, who's a playboy, and Batman, who's a vigilante detective, then you're doing it wrong.
Manny can't make it to the top bunk.
That was mean.
We're taking this poncho to Manny at school. It's important that he knows that we support him.
It is important that you know that he has this support system, but it is also important that he knows that there are, like, I don't know, the support part is important. It's really, really important. It's so important. But the other issue is just, like, talking about how kids can be mean to this little kid who's so bright and so lovely and so delightful. Because when Manny's a little kid, he's so bright and he's so lovely and he's so happy and he's so proud of who he is. And I don't want him to lose that, but a huge part of not wanting him to lose that is also not wanting him to get bullied. And Jay did it wrong, but Gloria is also doing it in a way where she's keeping him from understanding the full, I don't know, picture? I don't know, maybe I'm saying this wrong. I feel like I'm saying this wrong.
Then we go get those massages, because that sounds good.
I always take the stairs 2 at a time. I don't even think about it anymore.
Wow. He takes the stairs 2 at a time. He must be such a fast runner.
The regular way would seem weird.
Phil, let it go. I'm faster than you.
If only there was some way we could settle this once and for all, but...
This makes me mad for the rest of forever. The rest of forever. The rest of forever. It will make me mad until the day I die. It will make me mad wherever I go after death. Because Claire letting Phil win shows A, what a little bitch baby Phil is. And B, how Claire lets Phil walk all over her. And C, what a little bitch baby Phil is that he absolutely has to beat his wife at running.
Ow! Huh.
You seriously want to race me? I run.
And then they don't let Claire win in the later seasons when she finally goes, I let you win that time. They don't let her win. They're like, oh, she doesn't run anymore. She doesn't do any of this stuff. So, like, she's out of shape. And I'm like, out of shape where? Out of shape how? Out of shape who? What part of Claire Dunphy is out of shape?
Half marathon last year.
Wow. I'm half scared.
Okay, we do need to do this. I'll go change.
No.
A half marathon is 13 miles.
Oh, I got a conference call. But how about after that?
Great, this afternoon.
Sweet.
Also, they mock Claire's running so much later on in the show. Like, so much. Like, when she, runs the marathon or whatever, and then it turns out that she, like, cheated. Like, not on purpose, but doesn't want to, like, tell anyone, so she accidentally won the marathon when she wasn't supposed to. And that part sucks so bad, because it just makes it seem like she's not in shape, or not athletic, or just a bad person. And instead of, like, just letting it be, like, I don't know. And Alex makes her a fucking science experiment the entire time, too.
2 at a time, 2 at a time, 2 something, we gotta fix that step. 2 at a time.
Let's not even discuss the fact of the Phil never fixing the step thing, because it would just be another part of the, wow, I thought that it was a raccoon at 6 in the morning, where he thinks about something, he says something, he never does anything about the thing that he thinks about and says. It's Alex when she's not sleeping for that entire episode. Everyone gets mad at Claire for ignoring Alex, and everyone praises Phil for calling out that Alex needs help, but everyone also forgets the fact that Phil just says, oh wow, Alex needs help, Claire. You gonna do anything about the fact that Alex needs help? Claire? No? Okay. Well, I won't either.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mura. I'm on call today. Looks like we have a little head bump.
Yeah, it happened a couple of hours ago on a door jam.
Ouch.
We used to do this thing in school where they would give you an egg and you couldn't break it. And it was supposed to teach you how hard it was to be a parent, but the real thing, it's so much harder.
We did that in my school too. Didn't turn out so well. I went through a dozen eggs.
Yeah, well, he's a nervous eater.
No, I broke a dozen eggs.
Oh. I'm sorry, I just assumed that.
I know.
I went through a dozen eggs. He's a nervous eater. Even when he's trying to be supportive. I mean... Also, of course you broke a dozen eggs. Why would it be... Like, why an egg? Why an egg? Why an egg? Yes, I know I say egg weird.
I know what you assumed.
There doesn't seem to be any mark.
Well, her head was somewhat protected.
Protected? Was she wearing a hat?
Yes. Like a hat.
It was a wig. It's really sweet.
Why are you embarrassed about the wig? She was wearing a wig. We were doing a Donna Summers thing. Wait, it wasn't Donna Summers. Who was it?
Of a ghetto fabulous afro thing.
Ghetto Fabulous. The year was 2009. People were still saying no homo if you complimented your friends, okay? It was a very different era.
I thought it might be medically relevant.
Really? You thought Ghetto Fabulous might be medically relevant?
Maybe I should just finish with the exam.
Thanks.
You'll be pleased to know that Mitchell and I intend on raising Lily with influences from her Asian heritage.
Really? When were these plans supposed to kick in? Because they never, ever, ever did. Unless you cut the episode where Gloria takes Lily to a Vietnamese restaurant and Lily just keeps saying, I hate Vietnam.
That is fantastic. Have you noticed?
Also, I have things I'm gonna say. The things are gonna be said, okay? There's racism in all of Modern Family, just as there's racism in every TV show. I actually just had a great discussion with my friend Maria. Her handle on TikTok is Maria Watches Everything. She's delightful and so intelligent, and if you're looking for someone to talk about Bob's Burgers, she is your girl, okay? But that being said, I was talking with my friend Maria about New Girl, the episode where people, like, someone had said the reason that they don't like Jess from New Girl is because she's biphobic, because this one time in the show she meets a bisexual guy and won't date him because he's bisexual, and then goes to Cece and is like, where are all the real men? And therefore that person refused to like Jess ever because she's biphobic. And to which I made an entire video calling out the fact that Modern Family is all types of phobic. Every phobic you can think of, it is phobic of. But that the pilot episode of the series literally has Schmidt's entire plot being that he wants to go to a Cowboys and Indians themed party where we see lots of young, scantily clad women with braided hair covered in feathers. But sure, Jess being biphobic is the worst thing that's ever happened in that show. By far, 100%. But bringing into Modern Family the issue with the just racism against Asian people specifically, which was also a very big thing in 2009, especially in Glee. When I was 14 watching Glee, I legitimately was like, wow, can you just not be racist against Asian people? Is that what this is? An actual thing that I said out loud at 14. Not proud of it. Very not proud of it. The most not proud of it. Would like to make it clear, I am not proud of that, okay? I am not proud of the way that I treated any of my Asian friends at the time because of that. No excuse. It was bad. I am embarrassed. That being said, the treatment of this character is so weird because they bring her in for this episode and like another fucking episode, and the entire issue becomes what's gonna happen in like 30 seconds where Lily's gonna say mama, and the joke is that Cam and Mitchell are gonna think that this woman would be a better fitting mama for Lily because she looks like Lily, even though how the fuck would Lily know what she looks like? Lily has no fucking clue what she looks like. Lily cannot look in the mirror and understand that she is seeing her own reflection because she's a fucking baby. Lily just knows who her caretakers are, and that is Mitchell and Cam. That being said, this character has so many of the like Asian female stereotypes put on her, including but not limited to her not being able to drive. And I brought that up in a video ages and ages ago, like possibly 2 years ago now. And it's a comment that still sticks with me because I've saved it in like my favorite comment section so I can respond to it at some point, but I've never been able to respond to it because I've never been able to like really bring it up to my brain to be able to talk about. Is someone went, I can't believe that woman would have taken that job. Terrible. Which puts all of the blame on the actress who's looking for work instead of any blame on the writers who are making these jokes and the producers who are letting these jokes happen and the directors who are a part of filming these jokes. All the blame instead goes on the Asian actress who is actively looking for work. And Sandra Oh said it best because she is Korean. And Sandra, I believe she's Korean. I need to look this up. I'm like 99% sure, but now I'm like wondering if I am wrong. Why does everything I own have to be like actually unlocked today with like the numbers? Sandra Oh is Korean. Thank you. She's Korean and she's Canadian. And Sandra Oh said it best. if there is like a Korean, oh my god, what's the word? Korean prostitute that she wants to, like, is gonna be played, if there's someone who's gonna get hired to play the Korean prostitute or the Korean stripper or the Korean taxi driver, she wants to be those things because those are the roles that she would be able to get, and that is how she can get her foot in the door. So judging someone for playing an Asian doctor who's gonna have to face all these stereotypes in that episode is so rude to the person who is just trying to have their dream career, instead of focusing on the fucking people who are writing these jokes that think they're so funny, who are actually in charge of the show itself. Like, because if this woman didn't take the role, someone else was going to take the role, and it was still going to be an Asian woman, and so she would have just lost out on a role. Anyways, 12 minutes and 58 seconds in.
Any vomiting since the head bump?
No. We've hung some art in her room, some Asian art, and then when she's ready for solid food, there is a fantastic pho place right around the corner from her house. And I'm pronouncing that right? Is it pho? It's a soup.
I don't know. I'm from Denver.
Like,
We don't have a lot of pho there. Just to be sure, could you show me how hard Lily got hit? And you use your head.
I forgot how fucking funny she is, though. Also, no, it's not relevant to this. I was gonna bring up Switched at Birth because someone got mad at Daphne, like the actress who plays Daphne, for going into the show Switched at Birth. Because the actress who plays Daphne is deaf, but she does not have a deaf accent. And in the show Switched at Birth, they were like, "Can you put on a deaf accent?" So she did. And so, like, a person who's hearing was like, "I can't believe that she agreed to do that." And I'm like, if they didn't hire her, they were going to hire someone else, and anyone else that they hired, they were probably still going to have, if they did not have a deaf accent, do a deaf accent. There was not going to be a way for her to not, like, I hate Daphne from Switched at Birth. The way that people hate Rory Gilmore, I hate Daphne from Switched at Birth, except I'm right, and everyone who hates Rory Gilmore is wrong. You know what I mean? I stand by that. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, so, I mean, really, it was just sort of like,
Could I see that again?
Okay, Mitchell is not the one who was being racist to this woman. It's Cam, but Mitchell's the one who's banging his head against the door.
it's just the head bump, you know.
How are you feeling?
Fine.
So is Lily. Babies are designed to survive new parents, so stop worrying. You guys are doing great.
Thank you.
Oh wait, she wasn't even mocking them. She's just, that's actually a really great use of example, I will say. Cam bowed to her.
Denver.
Okay, so this isn't the mama episode. Thank God. Excuse me. I would literally have made sure I was not their doctor from then on.
I don't see any ponchos, which means either the kids don't wear them, or the ones who do wear them disappear.
Doing the right thing. I support Manny no matter what. Children need to know that you believe in them. It's the most important thing.
Okay, but she's going to be, like, take everything that she said back.
If you tell them they have wings, they will believe they can fly.
Oh, really? I had a buddy who went to Woodstock, believed he could fly, didn't end great.
I have a really hard time believing that Jay had a friend who went to Woodstock.
It's why hotel windows don't open anymore.
Is something wrong? Who's died?
No, Manny.
Why would you even think that?
In Colombia, Manny went to Pablo Escobar Elementary School. If you were pulled out of class, it was definitely to identify a body.
Well,
In Colombia, Manny went to Pablo Escobar Elementary School. Except, we find out that Manny was in America, like, has been in America his entire life. Grew up in the taxi, like, driving in the taxi that Gloria was driving in. And, like, lived in, like, a not so great area, but was always in America. Like, I wish that they would, like, keep their timeline correct. Manny never went to school in Colombia.
Got your poncho here.
I thought you said it made me look like my neck was wearing a dress.
That's also a perfect example of a one-off line that I stand by not believing in, and for the rest of the show, like the Claire Ice thing and like the other thing that I'm forgetting, because it's a one-off line that literally never gets brought up again because they're deciding on the timeline again and again and again because the timeline's not written out because it's a show and you never know how long the show is going to be able to go on for.
It's a joke.
Oh good, it's still in the pocket.
What do you got there, buddy?
My pan flute. I'm going to play some Colombian folk music for my new classmates.
Huh.
And this is the part where I get mad at Gloria.
Great.
I've never been more proud of you.
Because she gets to be never been more proud of Manny.
Your friends are gonna love it. Break the flute. What?
And then she makes sure that Jay does the dirty work so that Jay is still the bad guy because Gloria still wants to be Manny's hero. Even though, again, the best thing that you can do is talk it out with your kid. But instead of talking it out with your kid, you decide to just have your new spouse do the dirty work for you, which helps nothing and no one.
The poncho by itself is fine. The poncho, plus the flute, plus the stupid dance, my son will die a virgin.
Also, the poncho plus the dance plus the flute, honestly, the flute is the lesser of all of the evils. The flute is the one where it's like, okay, playing a flute, showing the music, showing the culture. The poncho is what's going to get the kid beaten up more than anything, or the dance. Because, like, it's the first day of school.
That's right.
Jay is finally proven correct, but Jay also, again, has to do the dirty work with the flute.
Hey, sport, can I take a look at that whistle? Oh, jeez, look at that.
And now you stepped on it.
What? Darn, what's wrong with me?
Here, let me get it.
Oh my god. Is this where they lock Lily in the car?
You know, no, actually, maybe you should do this.
Why?
I don't want to bump her head against the door, pinch her with the seatbelt.
Mitchell, how long are you going to beat yourself up over one mistake? Is this going to be like the Bond highlights all over again?
I think I suck at being a father.
What are you talking about? We're new at this.
Yeah, but you're such a natural. I mean, look at you. You walk into the room and she lights up. You change her diaper with one hand. Nice. I'm actually jealous of you.
There are so many things that you do that I can't. You baby-proof the entire house. You took care of all the adoption paperwork. Without you, we wouldn't even have a baby to injure.
You took care of all of the adoption paperwork, which comes back later, and I also think is really important because this is an example of a one-off line that actually has payoff and follow-through. And also, this is what I call a full house scene, and this is important because it's these two characters learning a lesson and being able to talk out the situation and understand the issues with the situation. It's meaningful. It has sentiment. That's not the word I was like actually gonna go for, but sentiment. It really is a necessary moment for these two characters. Mitchell is the one who's most worried about being a father. Mitchell's the one who's been really off with the baby. Mitchell's always tense. Mitchell's making sure the entire house is safe for the baby because he's so worried about being a parent and he doesn't know how else to do it other than to child-proof everything that they own. And Cam is finally talking things through with Mitchell, just like the doctor is like, babies are made to be a little bumped. They're made for new parents. This is okay. You're good. And all of that to be said, this is the type of moment that I'm looking for in the entirety of the series because it's important, and instead we just get more jokes because they realized that was what would pay off more.
A couple of forms. Actually, that was a lot of people.
And you got her on all those preschool waiting lists?
I can't believe you're going to wait until she was old enough.
You see, that's what makes us a great team. We each have our own strengths. Now, who are amazing parents?
We are.
I can't hear you.
We are.
Don't you forget it.
See, and that's a really meaningful moment between the two of them that shows exactly how untoxic, like non-toxic they were at the beginning because they also really truly loved each other and had these moments and were able to talk things out. And now they're going to lock the baby in the car, so there still gets to be funny moments with this. Also, someone in one of my comment sections was like, and when Cam and Mitchell locked the baby in the car, the only thing they were worried about were how people were going to like perceive them. And I actually completely disagree with that because yes, I think that any parent when they lock their child in the car would be worried to a certain extent how people are going to perceive them because people often like immediately assume, I don't know how to put this, one second, people immediately judge parents no matter what. Even you as a person, if you do not have kids, you're judging a parent in real life no matter what when you see them, and parents know that and they are aware of that. So yes, there is a piece of the perception of like being a parent mattering, because you do want to be perceived as a good parent, but you also do want to be a good parent. And Mitch and Cam, in this moment that we're about to see where they lock the baby in the car, because I was wrong, this is not the mama episode, the second episode is the mama episode. The second episode with the doctor is the mama episode. When they lock the baby in the car, are most worried for the safety, but it also shows them as parents, because Cam's the person that's gonna like try to break the windows in the car, even though that's the most unsafe thing that you can do, because then you could get glass on the baby. And Mitchell's calling for the people, and then they're like, your wife will, like, tell your wife everything will be fine, because Cam's doing the high pitched screaming, and it's 2009, and that's the funniest joke that they could come up with. Anyways, we're gonna continue.
Did we just lock our baby in the car?
Did you put the keys in the
I
bag?
put the keys in the bag.
Oh, Mitchell, I told you not to put the keys in the bag!
Come on, don't freak out.
Lily, it's okay!
But also, this is another perfect example of parents who are learning, because it is unfortunately a typical thing for parents to like lock their kid in the car, which is why it's something that can happen in a TV show so easily, because it's something that every parent does, which is also why I rented a car for the past week, and every time the car like parked, it immediately said, make sure you've got like your check the back seat for any extra passengers meaning babies, infants, children, because they could be asleep. It could be not your typical time like having the baby in the car, like mom and dad switch off driving the kids in the morning, and you accidentally just go into your habit mind and don't check the back seat for the car. It's something that happens a lot. It's not something that should be shameful for parents, which is why this like cars are made for this type of thing now. And anyways, yeah.
ABC. What are you singing to it? People get arrested for this, Mitchell.
Also, they're not even worried about like the perception. They're worried about getting arrested, which is also very normal to be worried about, because like it's normal. This is like the type of thing that's like,
H-I-J-K-L-M-N.
Do all four doors lock?
What?
I didn't say anything.
Couldn't hear you. I'm cranking one of my mashups.
Ah.
Hey! There they are. How's the first day back in prison?
Fine. Yep. What are you guys doing?
Your mom and I are racing to the mailbox in Sequoia and back.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, she knows. Hey, buddy, as soon as I'm done kicking a little mom butt here, how about I school you in some Mario Kart?
because of Phil's incessant need to win everything. Always. Phil has such a deep-seated need to win and beat the people in his family that Claire lets him win. And then he holds it over his head for the next 10 years.
Can't. Gotta work on my journal.
Lame! Hey,
I have a history paper.
box in Sequoia and back.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, she knows. Hey, buddy, as soon as I'm done kicking a little mom butt here, how about I school you in some Mario Kart?
Can't. Gotta work on my journal.
Lame! Hey, Alex, you?
I have a history paper.
Well, if you want to see a little history being made right here.
Not really.
Okay. Ready?
Are you?
I was born ready. I came out of the womb wearing tiny little
Go.
golden wings.
Emergency assistance, this is Trina.
We lost our baby in the car and people are judging us.
Swear to God, I'm gonna break it!
Do not break the window. You hear?
Also, we locked our baby in the car and people are judging us. I understand. I understand. This is the one time I'm really not going to judge them. Also, because it's the first 6 episodes of the show, and, like, this is before they became, like, the most toxic couple on the show, which is, again, saying something. And again, if you lock your baby in the car, do not smash the glass in the car, because the glass can get on the baby.
That's on her.
Sir, please tell your wife to relax. Everything is going to be okay.
That's a man.
Really?
Don't worry, Lily! Lily, Daddy's coming for you!
Sir, we just sent the signal. The door should be unlocked
Check
now.
the door. Check the door. Check the door.
It's not unlocked! Oh.
Okay.
That is amazing. How did they do that?
I don't know. It's just we got it. Thank you.
Did they come from space?
I run 5 miles a day.
I have a resting heart rate of 48. There is no way I'm going to lose a 2-mile race to Johnny's ski pole.
You're saving my energy. Drafting off of you.
I hate with all my heart and soul that she lets him win.
You feeling cocky?
Yeah, I am.
Love it.
But after seeing that t-shirt, I realized something. The first day of school is tough on all my kids, especially the one I married.
The fact that she has to call her husband her kid because she's raising him too. And the fact that that's the reason that she lets him win.
Afterburners engaged. Ooh, don't choke on my smoke. And down the street.
And the fact that it's also so clear that she let him win from the fact that he's drenched in sweat. And she doesn't even have like a little speckle of anything on her fucking forehead.
He goes.
And she just loves him so much.
He wins. Do you believe in miracles?
She loves him so much that she lets him win. And on top of that, and most importantly, he lets himself believe that he has beaten her in spite of the fact that she clearly stops. And also was clearly in front of him for the entire race. But he's so sure that he's going to win that he doesn't pay attention to any of those factors. And doesn't acknowledge the fact that she clearly let him win. Because all he cares about is being able to say that he won.
USA! USA! Oh no!
Oh my, what was that? Was that a person? Dad?
I'm good.
Honey, you...
I'm just so glad that he got hit by that car.
I'm good.
Okay.
Woo! You're getting better, sweetheart.
He deserved to get hit by that car. Not only did he deserve to get hit by that car, it makes me feel better about the fact that his wife let him win because he's such a little bitch. And not the type of little bitch that I like Edward Cullen and Matthew de Claremont and all my other vampire lover stories, okay? No, he's just a little bitch. A little bitch baby, if you will. Like the Scandal, like type of a little bitch baby. He's just stupid.
Did I lose the race to make him feel better? Maybe. But it just seemed like he could use a win today.
It seems like he could use a win today. Is being married to you not a win enough, Claire? Because you didn't do any of the work today.
We do strange things for the people we love. We lie to them. We lie for them. There may be some bumps along the way, but we never stop wanting the best for them. That's what makes it such a tough job. But kind of the best job in the world.
Poor Haley. She just so clearly has ADHD.
Okay. All right, sweetie, this happens. Remain calm. That's the first thing. Pull over right here. I'll get out the registration.
Mom, I don't like cops.
Okay, pull over right there.
I don't like cops.
All right, there's a
I can't
space
pull
right
over.
here.
No,
You
I
need
can't.
to pull over.
I can't pull over.
No
I don't
can
like
do.
cops.
You got
No
to pull
can
over.
do.
No.
I got
I'm speeding
priors.
up. No, you
The
don't.
parking
I'm
ticket
speeding up.
from the
I'm
mall.
speeding
I
up.
never paid the parking ticket. Keep moving, sweetheart.
Daddy raises me. I can
We're gonna
speed
make
up.
a
I
good
gotta
right.
the movie. Haley,
We're gonna
pull
make it
over.
If your 16-year-old daughter is saying, I don't like cops, I'm scared of cops, I can't pull over, I won't pull over, I'm not pulling over, and you decide to agree with your 16-year-old daughter because you have priors, Also, what is Haley's issue with cops? It never actually gets shown. Like, I would love to know why she's scared of cops. Is it just because, like, of the natural fear of, like, authority figures? Or is there more to it? I would love to know, because there's also the time later on where she falls on a cop, and that becomes an entire issue. And I don't know. This episode drove me nuts. Like, the issue is so many episodes in the first season drove me nuts. But I don't know. The next episode is On Guard, and I actually, if I'm remembering correctly, really like On Guard. So things are getting better. Things are gonna get better. Oh, that was hard. Okay, I love you guys. You are the best. I have to pee. Goodbye. I don't want my last line to be I have to pee. I'm gonna go read a book now. Okay, bye.